Hello viewers, welcome to Science TV 7 p.m. news with me Ruth Wairimu and my sign language interpreter doing the voicing Irene Chebiwot. Let's focus on our news. KCB Bank Limited has held discussions with Science Media Kenya to explore a partnership aimed at advancing inclusive banking solutions for the deaf community. At the center of the talks is Assistall, a mobile application that provides on-demand sign language interpretation services remotely. The app is accessible on Play Store, iOS, as a web application, and as a mini app on the M-Pesa Super App. KCB says the move is in line with its brand promise for people, for better.
So that is what the person at the branch will do. Okay. Yeah. The person at the branch. So we are assuming the deaf is already at the branch. Okay. The person at the branch will do that.
Well, let's go.
International
Deaf Awareness Month.
Wonderful.
Moving on, the Nairobi Association of the Deaf today convened deaf persons from across the county and beyond at the Kenyatta International Convention Center, KICC, to mark the Kenya International Deaf Awareness Week 2025. Held under the theme, No Human Rights Without Sign Language Rights. The celebrations provided a platform for the deaf community to raise critical calls to action, from greater inclusion of deaf artists in the entertainment industry to the implementation of policies currently under discussion at both the national and county assemblies. Speaking at the event, Light for the World County Director Richard Mativo emphasized the urgent need for qualified sign language interpreters across the country, noting that this would help bridge communication gaps and foster inclusivity. Participants further urged the wider hearing community to embrace persons with disabilities, reminding Kenyans that disability is a club anyone can join.
My name is Ambassador Anne Wanjohi, Director, Liaison and Partnership in the State Department for Diaspora Affairs in the Ministry of Foreign and Diaspora Affairs. And today we are here to mark the World International Day Week for the Deaf, and really excited that we can mark this in our country. We have a charter which has been interpreted, and it will be inclusive of the people with hearing disability.
My name is Mr. Kibet Evans, SRMPC. I'm happy to have attended today. This is the most important day for deaf society, not only in Kenya but also in the entire world. I want to advocate, because I also work in the security sector, I advocate for the inclusivity. As you are all aware, even the current state of affairs in the nation, we've seen even the parliament, the county assemblies, even other sectors that I may not be able to mention them all, they have offices or slots that are designed, that are made for people with disabilities. But when you come to deaf society or deaf people, we've never seen not even one. For example, in government institution, for example, we have, for example, let's begin with the security sector, the National Police Service. We don't have even single. It's only that what I've seen the most recent time is the National Youth Service, whereby I saw in one of the TV stations in the news that a person who is a PTI, physical training instructor, is one of this society of the deaf.
My name is Washington Sati, and this is my sign-in. And foremost, I want to appreciate Nairobi Deaf Association leadership, led by Abdi Abdile and his team, the organizing committee, for organizing this amazing celebration. And this is an important week all over the world, not only unique to Kenya. And we know during this week, we get an opportunity to show the world the abilities that the deaf community have. We can have lawyers, we can have doctors. Thank you for work well done. And as the theme of this year says, there's no human rights without sign languages rights. I do have a consensus with this theme, because as a deaf person, the main struggle as we look for services within the government offices is communication. And it is our hope and prayer that government offices will be accessible for us. When we visit hospitals,
Moving on, pro-government leaders led by Deputy President Kithure Kindiki have hit out at former President Uhuru Kenyatta for criticizing President William Ruto's leadership during Friday's Jubilee Party National Delegates Conference. Speaking at various functions across the country, the leaders accused Kenyatta of attempting to destabilize the government through political attacks, urging him instead to focus on constructive contributions. They further advised the Jubilee Party leader to keep off confrontational politics and channel his energy into uplifting the livelihoods of Kenyans through meaningful community empowerment initiatives.
Kwa sababu Rais Ruto ametuunganishia barabara ambayo imetoka Mandera kupitia pale Ramu, kukuja Gare, kukuja Elwak, kuteremuka mpaka pale Kobo, kuja mpaka Kotulo, kuja mpaka Tarbat, Wajia, Samata, Modagashe, Kulamawe, mpaka Isiolo. Tunasema Rais Ruto ni fire. Ni fire si fire. Ni noma si noma. Wapi tu tamu ya William Ruto jameni kwa kujenga barabara?
Inajengwa. Hivi karibuni itaanza hapa Samatar hapa kwetu kwa constituency hizi, mnajua? Tunashukuru nani? Mheshimiwa Rais.
Mimi kama Umi Mohamed Bashir nashukuru Your Excellency. Mimi msichana wa Habaswein, msichana wa Wajia South, msichana wa Wajia, msichana wa Northern Kenya na Muislamu nimepatiwa PS. Hebu mpigie Rais William Samoei Ruto.
Wacha niwaulize. Hii stima mnaomba Mama County ataenda kutoa wapi? Mama ataenda wapi? Mama ataenda wapi? Na baba ni nani? Nani anataka tuende tukatafute stima kwa His Excellency William Samoei Ruto? Mkono juu. Kwa hivyo mnataka nikae serikali? Dani hapo. Jikare hau. Nemokwenda tuikare hau.
On to our other news. After weeks of grief and uncertainty, the family of Kennedy Mutuku, a Kenyan police officer who died in Haiti, has finally received his remains. The body arrived in the country on Friday night at around 9 p.m., accompanied by a delegation led by police spokesperson Michael Mushiri, who oversaw the repatriation process at the airport. Nzuve lost his life on August 31st while serving under the multinational security support mission in Haiti. Where Kenyan officers have been deployed to help stabilize the crisis-hit nation. He becomes the third Kenyan police officer to die since the deployment began, a development that has deepened concerns over the safety of Kenyan personnel serving in the mission.
It has really been a tough moment for us, but we are trusting God that will give us the peace that we deserve so that we can complete the journey to give our brother and our son and our friend a good send-off. It is now a bit relief for us as a family because there have been so many speculations all over that maybe it's not there, it's not coming. But finally, because all along we have been communicating with the National Police Service about the fate, and finally we say that it has been a relief for us today because we have been able to receive his body at this place now. Generally, it is the government through the National Police Service that organized for bringing of the body all the way up to here. We are also extending the same request as we prepare for a send-off. I'm very sure the government will also chip in. It is unfortunate just incidents because Kennedy is the only son of our mother, of the mother, and it's not. It's a big pain. The only child, not even son.
On to our other news. Deputy President Professor Kithure Kindiki has defended the Kenya Kwanza administration's development record, noting that the government has prioritized multi-billion shilling infrastructure investments in northern Kenya. Speaking during an empowerment exercise in Wajir South, the DP said the removal of discriminatory procedures through the presidential proclamation of February 5th, 2025 has greatly enhanced the dignity and inclusion of communities in the region. He further announced that the government will construct a 750-kilometer road linking Mandera to Isiolo through Wajir, a project expected to open up trade and improve connectivity across northern countries.
Kwa sababu Rais Ruto ametuunganishia barabara ambayo imetoka Mandera kupitia pale Ramu, kukuja Gare, kukuja Elwak, kuteremuka mpaka pale Kobo, kuja mpaka Kotulo, kuja mpaka Tarbaj, Wajia, Samata, Modagashe, Kulamawe, mpaka Isiolo. Tunasema Rais Ruto ni fire. Ni fire si fire. Ni noma si noma. Wapi tu tamu ya William Ruto jameni kwa kujenga barabara?
Inajengwa. Hivi karibuni itaanza hapa Samatar hapa kwetu kwa constituencies. Mnajua? Tunashukuru nani? Mheshimiwa Rais.
Mimi kama Umi Mohamed Bashir nashukuru Your Excellency. Mimi msichana wa Habaswein, msichana wa Wajia South, msichana wa Wajia, msichana wa Northern Kenya na Muislamu nimepatiwa PS. Hebu mpigie Rais William Ruto.
Wacha niwaulize. Hii stima mnaomba Mama County ataenda kutoa wapi? Mama ataenda wapi? Mama ataenda wapi? Na baba ni nani? Nani anataka tuende tukatafute stima kwa His Excellency William Samoei Ruto? Mkono juu. Kwa hivyo mnataka nikae serikali? Dani hapo. Jikare hau. Nemokwenda tuikare hau.
Moving on, Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission IEBC Chairperson Erastus Edung Ethekon has confirmed that resources have been released by the National Treasury for the upcoming by-elections scheduled for November 27th, 2025. Speaking during a consultative meeting with representatives of 91 political parties at Manzoni Lounge in Machakos County, Ethekon assured Kenyans that the Commission is fully prepared to conduct the polls. He emphasized that necessary logistics are in place and IEBC is committed to delivering credible, transparent and peaceful by-elections.
We would like to assure the country and the citizens of this beautiful Republic of Kenya that all preparations are at the top gear, and the resources that we were looking for in order to conduct a successful by-elections are now available to us. Where there were shortages, we've had very candid and honest and fruitful discussions with our National Treasury, who have since then unlocked that, and therefore there's no reason whatsoever why we should not have the by-elections as planned. And also I would like to brief the nation that this morning up to this afternoon we've had a very fruitful engagement with our political parties through the Political Party Liaison Committee platform, together with the Office of the Registrar of Political Parties, and as a tripartite group, we have discussed a number of issues on our levels of preparedness, not only for 2027 general elections, but also for the by-elections and the voter registration exercises and the campaign that we are launching next week, beginning on 29th September, Monday.
The Kenya Union of Post-Primary Education Teachers, KUPPET, staged a demonstration in Malindi, Kilifi County, as calls for the autonomy of junior secondary schools continue to intensify across the country. Speaking to journalists after the protest, KUPPET Kilifi Branch Executive Secretary Caleb Mogere criticized the Presidential Working Party on Education Reforms, saying junior school teachers and students were sidelined during the public participation process. Mogere further dismissed the report, recommending domiciling junior schools in primary institutions, arguing that it fails to reflect the interest of both teachers and learners.
When the Presidential Working Party were moving around to correct the information all for public participation, the junior school teachers and the students were not involved. And therefore, the sessional paper that is talking on the same, on domiciling the junior school in primary, is not having the interest of junior school teachers and the students' interest.
I want to ask the government to move with speed to make sure that junior schools are independent. And when we are saying this, we don't want to become principals. We just want to make sure that the education system of this country and the JS level is well managed, because we want the students in those levels to achieve what they are supposed to achieve.
Tunaomba serikali kwa heshima na taadhima watupatie autonomous katika shule zetu za JSS, kwa sababu kuna mengi ambayo yanatuhusu, ambayo yanatuumiza sisi kama walimu. Mambo na illegal exams, commercial exams. Tunahitaji pia confirmation of the 20,000 intern teachers. Na kwa mengi kwamba sisi kama walimu tunahitaji haki zetu ziweze kushughulikiwa.
Into our final news item, residents of Kericho are counting huge losses after a heavy hailstorm battered the area, leaving a trail of destruction across thousands of acres of farmland. The storm, which struck on Friday evening, destroyed tea, coffee, and other crops, dealing a major blow to farmers. Tea factories in the county have been the hardest hit, with production reportedly reduced by nearly 50% as plantations struggle to recover from the damage. Smallholder farmers who rely heavily on tea for their livelihoods expressed fears of income losses and food insecurity. Local leaders have called for urgent intervention by both county and national governments to support affected farmers, warning that the disaster could significantly disrupt the region's economy. That's all we had for you, our viewers. Thank you for joining us for 7 p.m. news. You've been with me, Ruth Wairimu, and my sign language interpreter doing the voicing, Irene Chebiwood. Have a good night and goodbye.